welcome to another episode of Movie Scouts 007's Road Warrior series, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with a laptop and its keyboard. So at the end of the last episode, we journeyed to Koln in Germany. We're a whisker away from leveling up to level 6. So let's have a look at the job market, see where we can go next. So into the freight market to select a job for us. We are in Cologne, Germany, so we're going to start from there. Ooh, a nice job to Paris. That's going to net us 12,000, delivering a fuel tanker of 12 tons. It's a relatively short hop, but that's to be expected considering our level in the game. So let's take a quick photo of that. And then let's take that job, set the destination on the GPS. Alrighty. So we're firing up and getting ready for our next journey. So let's start her up and let's head to our destination. So you can see behind us the load that we delivered has vanished. It's a little daft. Ooh. But there we go. Ooh. So we're going to head to the depot to collect our load, and then we're going to make our way. So obviously our load is not coming from the same depot that we left. So let's double check. Nothing coming that way. Nothing coming that way. Oh, cars parked on the side of the road. That's the first time I've seen cars parked on the side of the road. So we're doing a U-turn. Oh, curses. Let's put our handbrake on. So one of the nice things about this game is that you get the local towns in their local presentation. Because obviously they're a small company, SCS are not in the position to localise. So I mean, if I'm English, British, that would appear with a different spelling. In the UK, we would spell Cologne Colgne, which is obviously not how the locals spell it. Ooh, and we get to go left. Let's whack our indicators on. And so I quite like the fact that Cologne is spelt the way it would be spelt by the locals. That to me makes sense, and it makes sense as a trucker. I mean, I know this is a game and that we're playing make-believe and everything, but truckers would have to deal with the local spellings of things, the local way of doing things, and that I quite like. I like having to deal with localizations, non-localizations. Sorry. Ooh. Let's go. Yep, we can go. And we're going to go into this ITCC depot right here, so let's let the world know we're doing that. We've not got any oncoming traffic, so we can go straight in. And let's stop. And let's pick up our load. So let's take that job to Paris. And so our load is right there. We can see it with the little indication above it that we're taking that particular load. Ooh. So let's back up. Ooh. Overcook that a little bit. Okay. So we've got that. Alright, so we won't be going out that exit, we'll be going out that exit. That's fine, let's straighten up and go. I want to talk about YouTube today. There are several things that YouTube have done over the course of this year which seem a little bit draconian. They've changed a bunch of the terms of service. That's fair enough, it's their service, they can do what they like with it. I always have this argument with people that complain about this when Facebook changes things. It's their service, they're entitled to do exactly what they want with it, and moaning about it is like being given a free gift and complaining it's the wrong colour. But there is particularly in the US there's a lot of laws about what you can and can't do, and they have a thing called the policy of fair use. It's a law. Fair use is a law. One of the reasons why I chat so inanely over my videos is part of the fair use policy is that it considered a commentary and therefore not subject to copyright laws if you are commenting on it. And so I chat quite a bit more than I would normally chat over a video because of the fair use policy. It allows me to record this using SCS's game and the items that they've created, the designs they've created. It allows me to have a picture of the Volvo logo and the interior of the Volvo lorry within this video. I've just noticed this is quite dark, so I'm going to turn it up a bit. Oop, no, that's too bright. No, turn the volume down, which was bonkers. It allows me to display all of these things in the game because I'm commenting on it. God, English is clearly my second language today. It allows me to comment on those things because I am essentially you could say reviewing the game or presenting the game or promoting the game. I am promoting this game. I think this game is fantastic, and I wouldn't normally do this in such an obvious way with a game, but for the fact that SCS are a very small developer, and because they've made such a fantastic game with such a small team, I kind of feel like I am enjoying a game that may not exist if I don't support it. Small developers suffer just as much as large developers from the scumbags that pirate and download games for free. When the internet was first a thing, I mean, I'm old enough to remember the world before the internet. I'm old enough to remember the world before email addresses. We didn't have a computer in my family home until I was 15, 16. And so I remember an era before, I remember an era before video recorders, and they're now they've gone the way of the dodo. So, but I remember when the birth of the internet, I got very excited about downloading music and downloading TV programs, and I even downloaded a couple of bits of software. And then it began, as I matured and became an adult, it dawned on me what I was doing, the impact I was having. The music industry I have less sympathy for, but I will not download pirated music anymore. It's not my music, and I'm not entitled to listen to it in the comfort of my own home if I haven't turned the radio on, turned the television on, gone on an official website to listen to that music, or bought the CD myself. And here's the thing, a lot of people will say, but they make so much money, and who's hurt? This is the thing, we are all hurt. Every time you pirate something, you give music publishers an excuse to make it more expensive. it's the same argument I have with people that submit fraudulent insurance claims. Every time you submit a fraudulent insurance claim, or no, every time you submit a fraudulent insurance claim, you're giving insurance companies an excuse to raise premiums. And you might think that nobody loses, but everybody loses, including yourself, when you make that insurance claim. If you make a fraudulent contents insurance claim, your premium goes up. Everything costs more. The more people shortcut the system, the more people defraud the system, the more it costs everyone, including the person defrauding the system. And it's the same with video games. You make it very difficult for a developer and a publisher to offer games at a reasonable price if they have to take into account how much of their money is being siphoned away from them by people pirating games. I've also come to the realization that that's the same reason not to buy a second-hand game. Every time you buy a second-hand game, the only person making a profit is the shop. Now, shops are struggling at the moment because of the internet, and so I kind of can forgive shops a little bit, and Sony and Microsoft and all the other games publishers and manufacturers and developers. They kind of have to give shops a little bit of elbow room, because at the moment they need shops to sell hardware. Sony still need big box shops to sell the PS4. Microsoft need the big box shops to sell the Xbone. But there's no excuse for pirating games. If you love a game and you so desperately want to play it, please buy it. Please buy video games. You then make it easier. Oh gosh, that's something I forgot to do. 19 hours. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pause. I've got 19 hours and 5. Yeah, I can have a sleep. That's a relief. So I need to find somewhere for my truck driver to bed down for the night. So looks like after that roundabout. And after that roundabout, okay. So, yes. Every penny that you deny a publisher and a developer is a penny that's denied to them to make the next game. Now, if I love Euro Truck Simulator 2. I really want them to expand the map. I want them to go into France further. I want them to go into Spain and Portugal. I want them to go into Greece and Turkey. I want more of Finland. I want more of Italy. I want Romania and Russia. I want them to create more content for this game, and the only way they're going to be able to afford to do that is if people buy legitimate copies. I get deeply frustrated when I'm on YouTube searching for content related to Euro Truck Simulator, and I find videos relating to how to download a crack to play the game for free. These people are not friends of the developers. They don't like the game enough to pay for it. They're parasites, and sometimes I cannot contain my frustration. I get really angry with people that pirate movies and pirate music, but I get particularly angry with people that pirate video games. Video games have such a short shelf life. People will play a game for 6 months, and then unless that game is spectacularly awesome, they will probably never go back to it. So a developer and a publisher have maybe 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years if the developer and the publisher release extra content for it. And so with such a short shelf life, they suffer more than most when it comes to the pirating of software. A movie. I recently watched Back to the Future, the Back to the Future trilogy over in New Zealand. They decided to show the trilogy over the course of 3 weekends, and I happily watched them, and I thoroughly enjoyed them all. I'm not sure that I would play a game from 25 years ago, but I was quite happy. No, 28 years ago, but I was quite happy to watch those 3 movies. And this is the problem that games make us. This is why in the last 12 months, game developers have probably suffered more than most since 2008 with the turn down in the economy. This is why every decision that games makers make is so crucial and can be so devastating. It can. I mean, a THQ, a game developer that are famous for things like Saints Row, created a piece of hardware called UDraw, which killed them as a company. It's completely destroyed them. They might have been able to get over that. They might have just been able to hang on had they been earning every penny they were entitled to from the games they were making. But the fact that Saints Row was probably quite widely pirated meant that they lost probably millions of pounds. Oh crap, I've gone the wrong way. Oh, that's so annoying. They've lost millions of pounds in development fees, for income from the game that they developed, because people pirated, and people pirating that game can have potentially cost jobs, can have cost the company its very existence, and can have cost the local economy where THQ were based millions of pounds in income, because the people that were working for THQ were no longer working for THQ. You cannot, under any circumstances, justify pirating a game. There's no justification for it whatsoever. Games would not cost as much as they cost if people didn't pirate them. Developers wouldn't have the excuse. Remember, you are the guys that hold the keys to the kingdom. You're the ones who spend the money. It's your wallets that determine how a developer approaches. A key example of this is the EA's season pass. That cost EA an awful lot in terms of public relations, because it was complained about so much that when they came out with the with software for the new machines, they decided to can the season passes. So we just spent £686 on 571.33 litres. It's 120. That's not too bad. It's not as expensive as the UK. It's not as cheap as Poland, but it's not as expensive as the UK. So we need to rest. That's our big deal. We need to rest. So let's turn off our engine and let's get some rest, which is something we should have done before we took on our cargo, but you know. So anyway, I get deeply frustrated by people that pirate games. It's just I feel like shaking them and saying, do you not know what you're doing? Do you not know that you're destroying an industry that you pretend to love? I don't know how we're going to get out of this. We might be able to turn around near Brussels, but I'm feeling now that we might as well go to Lille. So let's have a look at how much time we've got. We've got to do it in 8 hours, and we've got 4. Yes. No, this might work out, actually. So we need to take the next exit. Okay. We're going to go and discover Lille. I like to discover new cities. It gives us, it expands our horizons. If there is a recruitment agency, it gives us a greater pool of drivers to choose from. And that's always good. I watch I've watched a number of YouTube videos and Twitch. I've watched some streams on Twitch where people choose drivers and they just seem to click the guy that's got the highest score. That's fine, but I tend to like to delve a little bit deeper. I like to look at what the driver that you're hiring has got in terms of skill points, so that I can see whether whether he's going to earn me earn me money in the short term. I tend to look for drivers that have got eco driving, that have got ADR, and that have got high value or fragile. I tend not to look at necessarily at the guys with. We could do a Yui here, but we're going to go to Leo because we've got plenty of time. Because I find that yes, in the long term, it gives the drivers more places to go, but in the short term, you're not going to earn as much. What is this guy doing? Surely we've got right of way. Come on. Move. Alright, this guy's not going to move, and I'm kind of a little bit stuck behind him. Let's see if we can tuck round him without damaging him or the truck. Well, yeah, we go. I don't know what he was thinking. He doesn't. We had right of way. Oh, yeah. It pays actually not to draw up too close to the vehicle that stopped in front of you. If you do, it doesn't give the opportunity for you to go around him, because what will happen is you can guarantee that the driver behind you will pull up right behind you, giving you no way to reverse. And that means that if you do try and reverse, you end up clattering into him. Let's see where we have to go. So, Brussels. Ooh, do we want to visit Brussels as well? We might as well. Oh no, we're going in the wrong direction for Brussels. Let's just go to Lille. So we need to just keep following the road and then bear left. So you don't want to park too close. You don't want to come to a halt too close to the vehicle in front of you, just in case he does what that numbskull did, which is blimey, he left it a bit late. Which is to just stop and fall asleep at the wheel, I guess, is the only explanation for what he was doing. I watch a number of people play this game, and they seem to play it at full throttle. That doesn't make sense to me either. There's a fantastic YouTuber, brilliant guy, great fun. I love watching him on Twitch. A guy called Killer Quack. He's amazing fun to watch. But possibly he's amazing fun because he's so reckless. I don't think I've ever seen him get a satisfactory rating for a delivery, and I think he drives so recklessly that half the time he tips his truck. And I know he's driving an FH16 at the moment, and he complains about how tippable it is, but the fact is you're not meant to do journeys at 120k. You're not meant to do the kind of corners he does at 120k at that kind of high speed. And he would say, well, he wants to do that, but then he disabled the function to allow you to start the engine by pressing the accelerator because he felt it wasn't realistic enough. Okay. I'm a bit confused. Do you want realism or do you want fun? Because if you want fun, then it doesn't make any sense to remove all the barriers to that fun by disengaging engine startup with the accelerator to then drive everywhere at 120k. And the sad thing is that he's something like level 83. He could have such a huge trucking empire. He could drive a different truck every journey, but he spends so much of the in-game income on repairing his truck that he never has the opportunity to. But that said, I don't think it would be as much fun to watch his channel as it is if he were more careful. I do sometimes worry that my channel is a little bit too dry because I try to drive too carefully," says the man driving in the middle of two lanes. But we'll see. But I think I think it's good to have different styles of game playing to watch. I tell you what, don't listen to anyone that says that watching gameplay is a stupid waste of time. It's not. It's fantastic. Gameplay can be a fantastic eye-opener. It can teach you elements of the game that you wouldn't otherwise know anything about. All right, let's turn right for Lille, and let's discover Lille. I've discovered controls. Like, I had no idea how to get the hazards on until I was watching a video, and a guy, in his desperation to appear realistic, had to pause the game to go and deal with his dog, and when he did so, he put the hazards on. I was immediately, "How did you do that? How did you do that?" And it was simply just, he pressed the F key. It was fantastic. So we're going to go straight across, and then we're going to do a Yui after the... Yeah, okay. We're going to go across the first roundabout, and then right at the second. So let's go across this one. So we've discovered the French town, the French city of Lille, which is good. And let's wonder if this is going to be a dealership or whether it's going to be a recruitment agency. At this stage, it doesn't matter. We're just expanding our knowledge. Later on, you'll be hoping for more recruitment agencies than dealership. Oh, it's a dealership, and it's a Scania dealership. And we've discovered Scania truck dealer. Fantastic. It all helps. So we're gonna turn right at this junction here and head back to the motorway and head back to Paris. Being careful not to... oh, we've ridden the curb. As long as we don't pull down anything, do damage to the... do you know what we didn't do? We didn't do what I normally do at the beginning of every journey, which is to repair the truck and then to sleep. Normally at the end of every journey, I repair the truck and then I go have some rest, so that I don't have to worry about resting at the beginning of the journey. We could have done this journey without a rest, had I done it before. As we were talking about at the beginning of the video, please don't pirate games. If you love this game, please buy it. It doesn't matter where you buy it from, whether you buy it from Steam, whether you buy it from the developer's website themselves, whether you go to the store and pick up the CD. I don't care how you buy it, but please buy it. Don't pirate it. Please never pirate games, because you end up killing the developer. So many developers don't exist because they had such a fantastically popular game that people wouldn't pay for. I think one of the most interesting metrics that I saw recently, the game developer Quantic Dream, who specialise in PS3 games, and my favourite game of theirs is Heavy Rain. They sold 2 million copies of the game, but 3 million people have earned trophies for that game. So that's 1 million copies of the game they could have sold. For a small developer like Quantic Dream, that could mean, they're lucky. Quantic Dream are lucky in that they had a tremendously popular game in Fahrenheit, a tremendously popular game in Heavy Rain, and they did sell 2 million copies of the game. So 2 million times $40 minus the publishers. That's possibly paid for the game and paid some of the development for the next game, which was Beyond Two Souls. I haven't played Beyond Two Souls. I can't wait to crack into it, but it's one of those things. I've got so many games that I want to play, and I've only got a limited amount of resources. As I said, I'm on sabbatical at the moment, so I'm not actually earning any money, which is why I'm playing this. And I'm kind of humming and hawing about being gutted that I didn't pick this up. I picked this up when it was at, I think it was £16 for the bundle with Going East, and then about 4 weeks after I got it, they had the the winter sale, and the winter sale knocked it down to £6.99 for the two, for the same thing. So I could have saved myself £10, but I still think that's £10 the developer wouldn't have. It's £10. It might seem like a drop in the ocean, but it's £10. It's money that the developer wouldn't otherwise have. It's money that helps them create extra content. It's money that goes to American Truck Simulator. It goes to DLC. It goes to things like they've started introducing paint packs. They did a Halloween special. They've done a winter special. And these things, these things all help. I think one of the things that has helped this game spread the way it has is the way that they are so mod friendly. They're quite happy to allow a community to modify the game, and they've added they've recently announced they're adding tools. There's a tool they use called Blender, and they're adding their own tools to that, and they're releasing that to the public. And Blender's a free piece of software that the modding community uses to modify this game. That they are open to the community, that they recognise that the community's that the modding community has helped spread this game, is a measure of how tuned in to the community that SCS are. I don't think you can be a successful business unless you follow one of two models: bludgeon people into submitting by swallowing up the competition and making yourself pretty much the only way of doing something, or engaging at a ground level with the community, with the people that oh crikey, straight in, straight out again. Engaging at ground level with the community that are purchasing your game, and ensuring that they know that you care, and listening to them. Remember, a minute ago I was saying that you have the control. Your wallet is the key to their success. And the biggest example of this, the biggest example of how the community's control over has control over a business, can be demonstrated by how Microsoft had to perform a complete 180-degree turn on a whole bunch of its flagship policies. Always on, always connected to the internet, always connected to the Kinect controller device. These are things they had to get rid of because the community as a whole said, hell no. Now, I think some of the complaints are a little short-sighted. The fact is that everyone's letting me out. That's fantastic and groovy. I just hope I don't clout everyone. Ooh, that's close. The fact is that games it'll be rare, I'd say in 5 years, that you can buy a game on a piece of physical media. I have almost entirely stopped buying games on physical media. Almost all my purchases since I've been in New Zealand have been digital. I've bought all my PS3 games, £6 toll, it's not bad. I bought all my PS3 games since I've been in New Zealand on the PlayStation Network. I've bought my last 2 PC games, which were this and Civ 5 in the winter sale on Steam. And I love the fact that I don't have to plonk a disc in. We are moving towards an era where computers don't come with disk drives as standard. So I think we are heading away from physical media. We're heading to an era where you're going to have the internet if you want to buy a game, because you're going to have to download it. That said, we are going to have to... there's going to have to be a significant development in infrastructure by the telecommunications company to make this a reality. If the American telecommunications companies don't make an investment, it will halt it will retard the day of all digital downloading and consoles with no physical media, because in America is the largest single language, single market, largest single language, single currency, single market in the Western world. Ooh, we have a junction, and we're turning left here. So let's see if we can get out of this one without crashing, which would be lovely. So nothing coming. There is stuff coming, and we're going to have to wait. So we need this to be okay, we're golden. Yes, I mean there are larger markets. I think Russia and China and India are larger markets, but they don't have a video gaming industry in the same way. I think, I mean, it's growing, but the trouble is it's very difficult to get hold of Western technology in China, and it's almost impossible to successfully view internet websites from outside China without being found out. You can find them. The firewalls exist, but they're not impenetrable. But the trouble is, Chinese people that breach those firewalls end up being considered enemies of the state. And unfortunately, Russia is descending back in behind the veil of stupidity. Their recent moronic anti-gay laws just don't make any sense whatsoever. We live in the 21st century. I mean, I don't particularly fancy another bloke, but surely that's down to the individual, you know. And one of my closest friends is deeply affected, could be deeply affected by this law. I mean, if he wanted to go to China, to Russia, to take part in the Olympics, as a volunteer or as a spectator, he has to then pretend that he's not gay. He can't hold his boyfriend's hand in public. I mean, it's disgraceful. Love is about love. It's not about gender. It's about love. It's about who you fall in love with. God, we got all serious all of a sudden. But but anyway, my takeaway from this whole thing is just please buy your games. I don't. It's a bit of a sidestep from gay rights to game piracy, but really, honestly, please buy video games. Don't be a tool. Buy your video games, please. I don't care how you do it. Just buy your video games, and please buy them first hand as well. Don't buy them second hand. This game I'm playing now, there was a demo. It was the demo that convinced me to buy the game. I wanted to play it so much that I hadn't even finished the demo period before I tried to download it. I mean, I had issues getting it done because I'm in New Zealand and my Steam account is UK based, so I had to send a few emails back and forth with Steam. But, our driver's earned some money. Oh, I love it. And he's leveled up. This is what I like to see. And let's just escape for a second and let's show you the driver as company manager. we have a driver manager where we can look at our drivers. So we've got one driver, that's our buddy John. He's a little bit behind us in the ratings, but we can see that at the moment his profit per day is about £648. He's a 1.7. He's just completed a job, so obviously he's resting. And we can look at his job log. So he's doing well. He started off at 400. He had a little dip, earning only 200, but now he's close to 2,000. A delivery to Amsterdam and from Amsterdam. Now he will probably stick. He will almost certainly stick to going to and from Liverpool because you've based him in Liverpool. You want him to go anywhere else, you've got to move him, which means buying another garage and moving him. But I'm quite happy. So let's continue our journey to Paris. We are very nearly there. So it'll be another opportunity to see my appalling parking in action. And then we will see whether we leveled up, whether we've got a skill point to put on at the beginning of the next video. I love this game so much. I could play it for hours. If I had hours available to me to play it. So, one of the things that SES have recently done, which I think is a fantastic idea, is they've decided to compartmentalise the countries. Initially, the game was developed as one huge map. That meant that they ran into difficulties. I don't know. I think they might have had to separate the UK because of the fact that you have to drive on the other side of the road in the UK. I'm not sure, but they've decided to compartmentalise the countries, which I think is a brilliant idea. One of the things that I've noticed in the UK as a UK citizen is that the electricity pylons that you see, the big, huge ones, not the things you can currently see on the right of the screen at the moment, but the large ones, the sort of big metal frame things that sort of dominate the skyline. The style they've got is global, and it's not correct for the UK. The UK has very different electricity pylons from the rest of mainland Europe. I don't know whether mainland Europe's ones are standard. Oh God, came to a stop awfully quickly. That was unintentional. Yes, so the UK ones are very different, and with them compartmentalising the countries, they can change that much more easily than they could when it was one giant map. Oh, there's my first loan instalment, £4,630. So we've only got 69 more loans, or is it 68 more loan instalments to go, and then we'll be free and clear. I think we'll probably be about level... Paris is discovered. We'll probably be about level 20 to 25 by the time we pay off this loan. It gets easier. You get much higher value loads, and also as you progress, you earn more money, and we'll be ploughing all of our income into hiring new drivers. Let's go to our preferred. That's it. We'll be ploughing all our income into new drivers and new trucks for those drivers, in addition to upgrading our lorry. I'm going to upgrade the lorry. This has got the... I think this has got the base... Well, not the base, but it's got a very low-powered engine, and I'm going to get it up to 750. I think we have to be level 24 or 28 to get the 750 bhp engine, but that's the aim. I want to get the larger cab because it's prettier. For no other reason than that. I probably won't do too many cosmetic changes. I am going to try and develop a custom skin. I want to use the colour scheme and logo of the city of Liverpool, not the football club, the city itself, which is it's a more stylised version of the Liverbird. and the colour is a sort of a bluey purple. So I want all of the Liverpool logistics trucks to be in Liverpool colours. So that's going to be our aim. So where's our dropping off point? So I've downloaded a skin template, and so we're going to see if we can't learn how to use that and get that skin pack, so that we can have all of our lorries in that skin pack. And then if people like it, we might try and get it on Modsaholic. Right, ooh, blimey, are we going to be able to do this in one go? Heaven forfend, so would religious people might say. Okay, let's bring it back to the other side and see if we can't get a green light. No, I think we've gone too far. Yeah, we've gone too far. Okay, let's straighten up just a little bit. I knew it would be asking too much to get this in one go, but we are only a noob. Okay, let's try and keep this. I've got to remember to keep talking for the very reasons that I outlined at the beginning of this this video, that I don't want YouTube to have an excuse to take my video down, and so this is not going well. This is not going well. Is this going to go green? It might go green, actually. You never know. No, it's not going to go green. Ah, damn it. We will get one of these ones in first time. I'm convinced it's going to happen one of these days. One of these days we're going to get one in first go. No, wrong direction. No, wrong direction. Let's try and get that in as straight as possible. No, wrong way. Right, that might be it. We might be golden, we might be good. Really? That's not good enough for you? Let's have a look from above. Alright, okay. We're not far enough in, that's why. No, wrong way. Oh, it's so counterintuitive, and I keep forgetting. There we go, we're in. And our cargo is ready. So we've gone from Cologne to Paris. We've got an excellent rating. We've got a base reward of £11,298, a level 5 reward of £847, giving us a total of 12,145. We drove 598 kilometres for an in-game time of 18 hours and 44 minutes. We consumed 296.6 litres of fuel. Got 598 XP, 125 bonus XP for our ADR, and 45 XP for parking, giving us 768. And we are now level 6. So you know what that means. That means at the beginning of our next video we get to apply a skill point, and I believe it is our final ADR skill point before we can move on to other things. I'm probably going to try high value cargo. We'll see when we get to that. We'll see how I feel when we get to that video. But for now, having finished the journey and being exhausted and needing a rest, it's time to go. So until the next journey, see you on the road.